right? You're not that pretty. I can go to your neighbors and buy their house if they were in a similar situation. Motivation, condition, timeline, price, all that good stuff, right? That's elementary. That's grade level work. You're not a closer yet if you're still following when you get on the phones, if you're worried about the 4 pillars. In order to increase your conversion rate and get more sales, you need to be the one that's leading these conversations, that's controlling these conversations. So the reason you're not closing as many deals as you want to is because you don't have a structure to your calls. In this video, we're going to talk about why it is important to have a sales system and to follow a sales system while you're talking to sellers. Rule number 1, if you don't have a sales system, you will fall victim to the seller's sales system every single time, right? And you may be asking yourself, what is the seller's sales system? And it's simple. They want to get as much information from you without giving any information back to you, right? So they want to know your company name. They want to know your website. They want to know your email. They want to know how long you've been in business, how many deals you've done, everything. And when you ask them questions, they start to give you pushback, right? Because they don't want to give you that information. It's their job to get the information from you in their minds. Like the psychology of when buying a house is completely different, right? Because we're salespeople. We're actually doing the selling, but we're buying something, right? So it's a little different. And in our industry, sellers, they seem to think that they have all the power, all right? They seem to think that they're the pretty girl in school, when in reality, we're the ones with the money, right? You're not that pretty. I can go to your neighbors and buy their house if they were in a similar situation, right? I can figure this out. I can spend my money elsewhere and buy another house. Once you flip that mindset, you're going to become a very powerful person on the phones, right? And then you mix that with having a script and a sales structure, right? You having your own, so you're not falling victim to the seller's sales system, right? So we need to flip the script, right? If their objective is to get as much information from us without giving them any information, we need to flip the script. Like I said, and we need to be the ones getting the information from them without giving them all of our information. If you're just starting off, you may be already using the 4 pillars, right? What are the 4 pillars? Motivation, condition, timeline, price, all that good stuff, right? That's elementary, right? That's grade level work. You're not a closer yet if you're still following when you get on the phones, if you're worried about the 4 pillars. You're a cold caller, right? And there's nothing wrong with being a cold caller. I started off cold calling myself, but right now we're talking about being a closer, right? And closing deals, closing sellers, right? The master, the art of sales, you know? So you have to go a little further than the 4 pillars, right? You need to have an actual sales system. And in this system, the one that I talk about every single day, the 6-part sales system that we put together to help you 10x your conversion rate, right? It is definitely, there's one of the 4 pillars that our whole system is based around, and that's the motivation, right? Why is this person selling in the first place? So if you want to be a closer, you need to go a little further than the 4 pillars. You need to actually have a sales system, a 6-part sales system that will help you structure these calls and help you stay in control of these conversations, right? Because although it is good to be able to get the 4 pillars, it's not as important as everything else that we're about to go through, right? So the most important, though, that we will talk about, the most important pillar of the 4 pillars is motivation, and we'll be talking about that frequently throughout all my videos. I'm going to be talking about motivation and sales. In order to increase your conversion rate and get more sales, you need to be the one that's leading these conversations, that's controlling these conversations, and you need to be the professional, right? You need to be able to provide credibility. You need to be able to set the expectations on the call and dig for the information that we need to be able to give us the information that we need to solve their problem. So not having a structure to your call is making you look like an amateur, right? These sellers, they're tired of everybody calling them, acting the same exact way, asking the same exact questions, and just wasting their time, right? You are one of these knuckleheads that these sellers are talking about, and that me and my team are talking shit about, because you are not following a structure, right? You're just getting on these calls and you're talking about anything, right? And you're not getting to the point, and you're honestly just wasting people's time. It's up to you to be able to take this serious, right? Real estate is, wholesaling is marketing and sales, right? It's not about the house, right? So you're getting on these calls, you keep asking about the condition. I see so many people, they take all these conversations and they talk about condition. That's one of the last things we should be talking about on the call. If you look in our sales system, I don't even teach my team to talk about condition. Because what's going to happen? They're going to tell you, oh, this house needs paint and carpet. You go to this house and it's a fucking hole in the wall, hole in the roof, right? You have to be able to verify it anyways. So condition is not the most important. And I see so many people make the mistake of going straight to the condition. They say, oh, it's an easy way for the seller to open up and talk to me. No, it's not. You look like an amateur. You look like everybody else who's calling them because they have 7 people who just called them earlier this week and asked them the same exact questions. It's the same thing, right? So you want to be able to differentiate yourself from everybody else, from all your competition. And one thing that your competition is not doing is having a sales structure on these calls, right? So it's like a map, right? When you get lost in these conversations, you don't know what your next step is or what the next question you should ask, right? You can know where you're at in your sales system. What bucket are you in the structure? And then you ask the question to figure out how to get to the next step, right? So once you have this guideline and once you have this map, it's going to be way easier for you to have these conversations. You're going to be in control, right? You're going to be the one that's asking questions. You're going to be strategically asking questions and know what you're doing, right? Like it's time, if you're going to take this serious, if you're going to treat wholesaling like a business, you need to learn how to sell, right? And this will help you. Having a sales structure will help you not only in real estate sales, but everything in general. Like every conversation you have is sales. If you don't have your own sales system, you will fall victim to the seller's sales system every single time. We're already giving most of this away for free in the Discord, right? Go into the Discord, get into the role play sessions, learn how to have a structured and work with other people who are actually having success in wholesaling, right? Wholesaling real estate, talking to sellers and sales in general. Be around those people who are actually doing the things. Right. And for those people who need a little bit more instruction and need that guidance for the exact step by step for the structure, I'm putting something together very special for those people. Stay tuned. Keep an eye out. Checking the link in my bio. Like check it like every other week because there's going to be a surprise for you. I'll catch you in the next video. We out of here. They trying to talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm down to the tomb.